Introducing AirPro Diagnostics' revolutionary calibration technology. Auggie. AirPro Diagnostics' latest innovation is a game changer in forward-facing camera ADAS calibrations. Auggie is a wireless compact device that allows you to calibrate vehicles anywhere. AirPro has created a theater-like environment to digitize and miniaturize static ADAS targets and present them to the forward-facing camera exactly as required by vehicle manufacturers. Find out how required calibrations can be simplified. Order your Auggie today.
All right, hey everybody, it is Gary with Shadowproof, the Independent Auto Glass Podcast. Today, we are here on behalf of the Independent Glass Association, and we've got Auto Glass Week coming up. And can you believe it? Next Tuesday, everything starts. If you are on any of the committees of the Auto Glass Safety Council, you may be starting Sunday. You're definitely there Monday. But as far as the official show goes, we are, as they like to say in the aviation industry, wheels up on Tuesday. And I've got Brian with AirPro, who happens to be IGA partner for 2025 and also 2024 and back. And we're certainly appreciative, Brian, of everything AirPro does. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Gary. Thanks again, as always, for the invitation. It seems like we just did this yesterday, but it's been almost a full year, right?
Yeah.
So time is to stick with your airplane analogy. Time is flying. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, we're excited. So thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, no worries. We're very, I always like to say, not only to our industry partners, but anybody that's making the commitment to travel and attend any show, no matter what it is, but especially Auto Glass Week next week. Thank you for yourself and AirPro for coming out and supporting the industry, showing off your products, obviously. And speaking of that, let's just get right into it. Next week, a lot of exciting things going on. As many people may or may not know, the IGA turned 30 this year. So we are the oldest association in the industry that supports and represents independent automotive glass shops and the industry as a whole. And we're very excited. 30 years is a milestone. Most businesses never make it to, sometimes past 5. So 30 years. I got to just, go back to people like Carl Jolliffe and the original people that founded the IGA. And I'm very grateful and appreciative of what they started. And I'm humbled that I'm in this role to serve the industry today, and excited we get to let our hair down, so to speak. Neither one of us are going to be showing that, but we'll have an exciting time next week. Let's talk about just kicking it off. We start with the trade show that opens next Tuesday. Let's talk about what AirPro's doing, some things from Auggie. What's going on there?
Yeah, so I said this last year. This is probably our premier event, certainly for Auggie in the glass space. This is trade show convention season for us. We just came back from one. We've got 3 back to back right after Glass Week, and then morphs into SEMA, and it really finishes off the year on a strong point. But again, this is kind of our premier event. We've got a full team going. I think you have a slide with the booth number. I think we're booth 120 this year. Double wide booth, if you will, car in the booth on display, doing active calibrations and demonstrations and such. Again, we'll have a lot of people there, and maybe we can talk a little bit about the event we're co-hosting this year for the first time. And I'll let you kind of tee that up, and then I'll kind of add in a little bit on the back end.
Yeah, we're absolutely excited. We can't celebrate turning 30 without a proper celebration. So we have arranged a great evening for everybody. Starts at 8 p.m., ends at 11 p.m. It is at the Grand Sierra Resort. So it's not far away from the Atlantis and maybe where you're staying. Everything in Reno is pretty much right there, no matter what. Food, drinks, bowling, as you can see here on the screen. We have 8 private lanes. It's awesome time. It's kind of like a disco kind of feel, lounge VIP. Definitely something for everybody. So we always encourage everybody to get the most out of the show, meaning definitely hit up every single offering that's there. And I know a lot of people might get tired and go, oh, it's too late into the evening, but this is the once per year that we get to see everybody. So make the most of it. It is, all you have to do is show up. Now, we do ask that you RSVP ahead of time. So that is going to be IGA.org/Reno. And I'll just kind of hit the replay here so everybody sees it on the screen again. But please, if you can, as soon as possible, we have a finite number of people that can be in this venue. As you can see in here, we do have the capacity, according to the fire marshal, to hold up to about 100 people. After that, we have to let some people, we have to wait for people to come out. So if you have a wristband and you pick that up at the IGA booth the day of, so that's going to be next Tuesday, September 9th, pick it up by 5 p.m. That wristband will ensure you can get in the door. If you didn't pick that up, still show up, and we'll be happy to accommodate you, get you in as soon as possible. But you can see it is a pretty big venue, but quickly 100 people with food and beverage show up. AirPro is our kingpin sponsor. So Brian, thank you very much for that. Certainly appreciate it. It's not that often that we get to celebrate like this, and having our partners involved with it certainly important.
Yeah, this was a really good opportunity for us. We have talked for the last couple of years about doing some after show event, right? Kind of being the event afterwards to go to provide a great networking opportunity, say thank you to either existing customers or people we've met during the course of the show. And I have to be honest with you, it was a little intimidating trying to figure out how to do it from start. So we are happy to ride your coattails and support the event that you're doing. I think it's going to be a great event, great turnout. I believe also we'll have some wristbands at the AirPro booth. So again, just make sure you stop by. We'd love to see you afterwards. It's a cool, casual environment to be able to maybe have some one-on-one conversations. Just have a seat, have a drink, maybe roll the ball a little bit. But we're looking forward to seeing everybody. So please make every effort to attend.
Yeah, and it's not riding the coattails. It's stronger together. That's our slogan that we adopted last year and into this year. It takes a community to make all of this happen and to celebrate it. And to your point, there's something to do in this venue for everybody. Maybe you're not a bowler, and I get it, but we've got a great DJ, great music for the entire time, something for everybody. There are arcade games in here. There is a pool table, so maybe pool's your jam. There is a lounge to sit, to Brian's point, talk one-on-one, catch up not only with the people at AirPro, Sika, Kaizen, Bolt. They're all going to have representatives there. The IGA will have representatives. Heater Glass will have representatives. So whatever you're looking for calibration, for adhesives, you got Sika that will be there sponsoring it. Maybe you want to talk education with Kaizen. You definitely want to, meet up with the individuals that will be there. It is just going to be great. The food is a nice spread of something for everybody again. So definitely show up for that. AirPro has graciously sponsored the beer, wine, soda, water right up till the end. So, not a lot of events you go to have an open bar, so to speak, for that amount of time. So thank you again for supporting that. And thank you to all of our sponsors who pitched in and made this possible. We know that it's going to be the best event that Auto Glass Week has honestly seen in a long time. The bar to beat was Kaizen's last year. So this year it's going to be interesting because they brought back the nightclub theme. So again, it's something different for everybody. And I think you go to Auto Glass Week this year, you'll get a cover band, you'll get a nice night of bowling and arcade, and then you can close that out on Wednesday night at the Kaizen event with clubbing it out, and then dinner, and everybody goes home on that last night, celebrating all the winners and all the achievements with Auto Glass Week. So we're really looking forward to that. Let's talk. What are we going to see that's new? Maybe in the AirPro booth.
Yeah, absolutely, Gary. So a couple of things. We're going to do a repeat of what we did last year with the in-booth exhibition. That idea was born 3 or 4 years ago about really trying to get people that are not familiar with AirPro, with Auggie specifically, give them an opportunity to be hands-on, be able to compete a little bit against other users to see who can do it the fastest. And we've been shockingly surprised at what a big draw it's been. probably because we couple it with a happy hour. Calibrations and drinking seem to be a good match. So it's a fun event. We have our MC. I think we're doing trivia, all sorts of stuff coming. That's on Wednesday. We've got giveaways. We've got some really cool prizes for the participants. So make a point of making that on your journey around the trade show. Also, for the first time, we're going to be competing in the auto glass calibration competition. Auggie will be in the arena against some of the other tooling companies performing calibrations. It's a big deal for us. Auggie has been such a revolutionary concept. It's been dramatically different than what the industry has seen in the past. And with change comes good feedback, negative feedback, right? All you have to do is go on social media and you see people that love it. Right? This is kind of another affirmation that Auggie is a viable mobile solution. When you stop by the booth, we can talk about the testing that's been done, all the third-party work that's been done on it. But we're excited. It's our first chance to really be able to show it kind of in a bigger space. And it happens to come on the heels of the Rivian conference, which we were at last week, where they announced that Auggie is now approved for a couple of their repair centers, some of their service centers. So we're getting really, really close to kind of cementing that partnership with them. And I think that just opens a lot of doors. So there's never been a better time to become an Auggie user, become an Auggie customer. It will revolutionize the way people do business. So please invest your time. Come by and see us. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I might need to adopt that new quote that happy hour and calibration go together.
100%. That should be a feature. Yeah.
It just seems, given it's so apropos of the state of what I call the recalibration segment of just the aftermarket in general. There are still gaps and confusion and the loss or lack of direction, and everybody's clawing to figure out, who's billing, who sets rates, what tools do what. What's the environment that the OE is actually asking for, and why is it that a tool, and I've appreciated year after year visiting your HQ in Jacksonville, getting that hands-on look at the latest stuff, seeing it being tooled, seeing it prototype. It's amazing. It absolutely is, because it's not just somebody saying, hey, we've taken some targets that, quite honestly, any of us in the industry have access to. You could go to a lithographic company and reprint these giant things. You could makeshift your own stands. We've seen that in the past. And buy a tablet, license some software, and off you go. What really, truly makes your product revolutionary is that portability. You got everything in one shot. Your support, I like to say, is built right into the device. You should never have to go to social media to ask for a product support. That's just horrible. And you should never, as a company, have to go on social media and apologize multiple times per year that your support hotline phone numbers are down. It's time for a new IP phone carrier, if that's the case, and maybe investing some money in your support. And I can hear all the haters out there. I think I just saw a social media post a couple of weeks ago, maybe within the last month, the OGs that were doing calibration outside, they originated it. It's debatable. But again, it's interesting. I know, too, there's the AGSC has their first ever calibration certification. I'm going to be interested to see what that's about. I'm on the ADAS committee. And unless I missed something, but I've been to the meetings, I don't remember having a discussion about this or talking about how the testing would actually go. And I know we haven't officially gotten some things into the standard. I know some things are pending. So it's just interesting to see where this is going. But for the future proofing of it, I believe a product like the Auggie is just bound to be the standard down the road. Targets and all of that stuff. Technology will shrink down to the vehicle, not the other way around. It's the same thing. I remember back in the day, if anybody in the collision industry is watching this, they remember what their operations looked like before spray booths, the framing machines, lasers, and all took your giant environment down to this. This is exactly, what to expect. And there's the haters out there that are going to say what they want to say. Obviously, your product's been out on the market, servicing many OEM vehicles without incident. So
yeah, we're really proud of that. And, look, change is different. But the reality of it is, if you're going to survive in the glass industry, you have to be embracing calibrations. If you sublet them out, it's just an inconvenience for the customer. I think the ones that are going to win are the ones that's one-stop shopping. Customers don't want to leave their house. They don't want to leave their office. They don't want to make an appointment somewhere else. They want whomever is a service provider to come to them and make it extremely convenient. And that's not going away, right? So Auggie just provides that vehicle by which you can replace glass, you can do an accurate calibration, and you can minimize the inconvenience for the customer. And that customer will always come back if you can check all those boxes. So yeah, for those that are uncomfortable or unaware or uneducated, stop by the booth. That's why we're there. We've got people a lot smarter than me that can answer any kind of questions you have. And we just challenge you to give it a try and see what the results are.
Yeah, and the hands-on, and to your point, you've got your competitors will be there. And this is the best place to put them all in one bucket and list the pros and the cons and go back and forth. And then ask too, what's your future products looking like? And that's an important question to ask, not just for our calibration friends, but anybody on the floor. Competing point of sale software packages, merchant packages, AI packages, any of that. Do your due diligence. Find out what's important to your business, how you're going to succeed, how you'll make money, how you'll serve your customers, and find those solutions while you're there. This is why everybody spends money, whether you're just an attendee or an exhibitor, to be at the show, is so that you could kick the tires. We're so used to ordering cars now. I mean, you can buy is it Hyundai you can buy on Amazon, or Kia, one of them. That's crazy. I just thought it used to be Tesla and a few others, but now, geez, you go on Amazon, your car shows up a couple days later.
Convenience is certainly what's going to differentiate and not just even in our space, Gary. People want it. They want it now. They don't want to be inconvenienced. They want it at a fair price. They want to trust the people that they're giving their money to or that are fixing their cars. And again, if you can account for all of those in the equation, you'll be very successful for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your point, now more than ever, calibration isn't going away. There are some big changes on the horizon for calibration, but certainly technology that AirPro is on top of with their Auggie and some other products. Again, it's are you staying on top of it? Other solution providers just keep up with it. And there's a big difference between keeping up and looking to the future. So always excited to work around AirPro, be with you guys, see your latest and greatest. And then this year we're celebrating together. So absolutely excited about that. So everybody, make sure we'll have the post of the slides of where AirPro will be at. And let's just happy hour again, is both days or one day?
That's Wednesday, September 10th.
Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah. So celebrate on Tuesday and then continue to celebrate on Wednesday, because remember, happy hour and calibration go hand in hand. I can't wait to bring that up at the next CIC, SECA. SEMA's coming up. I might just wear a shirt that has that, just walk around SEMA, happy hour and calibration, and maybe they're holding or hugging or something.
Just make sure you trademark it and give me royalties. That's all.
Not a problem. I think they might frown upon me selling merch on the SEMA grounds, but we'll see who runs faster. I've seen some of the security guards these days in Vegas, and they're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel. So I'm not too worried. I just have to be able to run with a couple of boxes on my shoulders and get out of there. But I do take Venmo and Cash App, so don't worry. If you want to meet me near the Uber area, get you an extra large, a large setup, but it'll be perfect. Yeah. So, and no espresso or coffee this year. We're not going to have the.
No, we are not. I think people are jacked up enough and excited about the show. I'm not sure coffee was the draw we thought it would be, but happy hour is fail proof. That is for sure.
Well, I got to tell you, at SEMA, the coffee was clutch, because by the time 2-3 o'clock rolls around in the afternoon, and I saw that nice stainless steel setup, and I'm like, I'm over there. I got to have a double, triple espresso. I even caught you having lunch. You were done.
True.
Like, you're like, oh man, I got to get out of this. But yeah, so everybody show up. We'll see everybody next week, Reno. Definitely, again, IGA.org. All the details are down here in the slide for that celebration. Again, there's an event that's before us. That is the AGSC 90s night. Who doesn't love a 90s night? They have a cover band, so definitely go check them out. Then just walk right outside, Uber or whatever. I don't even know if there's taxis there, but ride share your way over to the Grand Sierra Resort. You will be amazed if you've never been to the GSR. You may have heard of the GSR in the news recently for some other reason, but that was a one-time incident. Don't worry about that. It happens pretty much around the world these days. But certainly you'll come inside and go, no way is all of this inside of a casino in Reno. And when you hit the VIP bowling lanes, you will be like, wow, this is great. Just come, chill, eat, drink, talk, laugh, dance if you want to. The music's great. I've already got a sneak preview of the music. It is some good stuff. Again, there's something for everybody. It'll be a fun night. Again, thank you, AirPro, for sponsoring and being there. And we look forward to seeing everybody next week in Reno.
Look forward to seeing everyone. Thanks again, Gary. Always a pleasure.
Great, absolutely. Take care, everybody. Remember, all the details are in the post, or Gary at IGA.org is your fail-safe. Pull that ripcord if you ever need to contact me. We'll talk to everybody soon. We'll see you definitely next week during the show, but we will also be broadcasting a couple times live from the show. So check in on our social media channels to know when we're doing that. Take care, everyone. Thank you again, Brian.
You bet. Take care.
In the desert, you can predict the forces of nature, but some forces arrive with a power all their own. A powerful force is rolling across the desert to Reno this September. This force is focused, relentless, and ready to get down to business. Celebrating 30 years as the oldest auto glass association in the industry, the wait is almost over. Stronger together on a whole new level. Join the force this September 9th to the 11th at Auto Glass Week in Reno, Nevada. For 30 years, we've stood united. For the future, we stand stronger. This is the Independent Glass Association. Stronger together on a whole new level.